Hey, it's Bud Evans, and if you know me, you know that I invest in Section 8. So today I'm going to break down the real pros and cons of Section 8 rentals, also known as the Housing Choice Voucher Program. You heard the pitch that is guaranteed rent. It sounds perfect, but there's more under the hood. So if you're thinking about adding Section 8 to your portfolio, or if you already have it and you feel stuck, I'm going to give you a field manual. I'm going to keep it straight. I'll give you what works, what doesn't, and the processes that you need to run so you don't get blindsided by inspections, delays, or the wrong tenant, which is a crusher. I'll also walk you through the questions that you should be asking yourself before you commit to a voucher tenant in a specific unit. But before that, you need to hit that like and subscribe button and then hit that notification bell so that you don't miss any of this no BS real estate related video stuff. By the end of this video, you're going to know if Section 8 fits your strategy and exactly how to do it if you choose to. So the background. Section 8 is a federal program that helps low to moderate income tenants pay rent. Tenants qualify based on their income, their family size, and the local rules. They get a voucher. That voucher covers a portion of the rent, or up to 100% of it, that goes directly to you, the landlord. The tenant pays the difference if it's not at 100%. How much the program pays depends on local payment standards, rent reasonableness, and the unit type and bedroom count. That's the high-level view. Now let's get down to the real talk. This is the upside everyone likes to talk about. First, is it predictable rent? Yes. If the unit passes inspection, and the paperwork is done, and the tenant move in, and the program portion is generally paid every month on schedule by the housing authority. In a rough rental market, though, that stability is gold. Number two, a large demand pool. I cannot stress this enough. It takes a long time for people to get into the HCV program. In many markets, voucher holders are actively looking and sometimes struggling to place their vouchers. That means your qualified unit can lease quickly if you set it up right. Number three, people stay longer. Tenants will stay longer. So once placed, many voucher tenants are going to stay longer than market rate tenants. The stability is going to help on both sides. Less turnover means lower make-ready costs and fewer vacancy losses. Number four is recession resistance. When the market dips, job losses spike, or demand for affordable units grows, voucher demand tends to hold or rise. That can cushion your portfolio. So far, so good, right? But I promised you the real deal, so let's get into the friction points. Just remember, gamblers won't tell you when they lose, only when they win. I'm not like that. I'm going to give you the real deal. So this is going to catch most people and force them to learn the hard way. Number one is inspections before you get paid. The unit has to pass a Housing Quality Standards or HQS inspection. If it fails, you have to fix, then you have to wait for a reinspection, no pass, no payment. Inspections can be fast in some areas and painfully slow in others. Know your local timelines, rent reasonableness, and payment standards. So you don't just pick a number here. The housing authority is going to compare your proposed rent to similar local units. If it's way above market, expect a reduction. In some cities, payment standards are pretty generous. In others, they lag behind. If your numbers only work for top of the market rents, Section 8 may not pencil for you. Check out HUDuser.gov for a list of potential rents in your area. Now, paperwork is the next one. That takes time. Contract signing takes time. Your first payments take time. Your cash portion is thin, and you need rent on day one. That initial lag can hurt, so make sure you plan for that. All right, inspection items, smoke detectors, CO detectors, GFCIs, handrails, window locks, peeling paint, trip hazards. These are all common fail points. You need a pre-inspection checklist and a handyman ready to move. If you're sloppy here, you're going to bleed for weeks. I've had this happen multiple times with the same tenant. The tenant's income can change. When it goes up, their share goes up. When it goes down, their share goes down, and the program shares go up. If the authority recalculates in time. Expect some drift month to month and stay on top of your ledgers. You still follow landlord-tenant law, but you also got a third party in the mix. If there's a serious lease breach, you're going to document, then you'll notify the housing authority, and then you're going to proceed by the book. It's doable, just not casual. Make sure that they're also signing your own lease, not just the voucher. None of this is a deal breaker, though, if you're organized. If you're not, it's going to get messy. So let's talk about who should consider Section 8 and who really shouldn't. So consider it if you can operate clean, safe units, and you don't cut corners on your rehab. You want a steady income over chasing top-end rents. You can handle the process, checklist, inspections, documentation, communications, and your market's payment standards support your target returns. I want you to think twice if your model is going to rely on premium rents above market comps. If you resist inspections and you don't want anyone to tell you to fix things, slumlords, I'm talking to you, That's a problem. Your cash positions can't handle a few weeks of delay at a lease up. That's a problem. If you don't have or you won't build SOPs for compliance, guys, this isn't moral, it's math and systems. The questions you have to answer before you say yes to Section 8. Number one, does my unit meet the HQS today? Be honest. Are those handrails loose? Are the GFCIs missing near your sinks? Any chipped or peeling paint? Right around the windows, missing door stops, cracked outlets, stuck windows. If you wouldn't pass your own inspection, you definitely won't pass theirs. Make sure you have a quality punch list and have your handyman with you. Does the local payment standard cover your rent goal? If the standard for a 3-bed is, say, $19.50 and your pro forma depends on $23.50, are you okay with that gap? Can rent reasonableness support your number? Make sure you have comps available. What's your all-in return at the payment standard? Run it. After taxes, insurance, utilities, if you're paying them, property management fees, repair reserves, debt service, does it all still hit your target, your cap rate, your cash on cash, and your DSCR? If not, pass. Do you have the team available? You're going to need a reliable handyman, a quick-turn cleaner, and someone who knows the Housing Authority's checklist. If this is your first voucher, lean on someone who has done it before. Go to buddevans.com, book a strategy session. I will give you my checklist. Is your tenant screening bulletproof? Very important here. Your voucher status is not a free pass. You still have to screen their background, their rental history, their landlord references, their income verification for the tenant share, and expectations review. You're selecting a resident, not just a voucher. If you can't answer these with confidence, reset and prepare. If you can, move on. Now, how to set up a Section 8 unit to pass on your first time. This is where you're going to save weeks at a time, and time is money. First, go into Google Docs and just write yourself up a HQS-style pre-check. Then walk the unit as if you're the inspector. Test every smoke and CO detector, check that the GFCIs are installed and trip properly, verify your windows open, close, and lock. They stay open. Add handrails where they're needed, cap plumbing openings, cover junction boxes, scrape and paint peeling surfaces, check water temperature, make sure it's hot when it's coming out of the hot tap, confirm you have no leaks, look for tripping hazards, label breakers, and address pest issues. Photograph everything. We use this thing called Happy Do. Date stamp photos before the inspection are going to help if anything gets questions. Next, schedule smart. If you can, book the inspection when your handyman is on standby or there so that you get a small punch list items and they can be fixed immediately if allowed. And then have your documentation ready. So W-9, direct deposit info, lease packet, addenda, have it all organized because sloppy paperwork causes avoidable delays. If you want, come to 2nd Street Property Management. We'll be more than happy to handle all that for you if you're in the South Jersey area. Do this and you're going to pass on round one. If not, re-inspect quickly instead of waiting weeks. And it doesn't matter how good you are. Sometimes inspectors will find stuff that just isn't there. Rent reasonableness. Let's go back to this again. The authority will compare your rent to similar units. If you upgrade the unit meaningfully, meaning a new kitchen, a new bath, LVP, energy-efficient fixtures, document it. Photos, receipts, specs, they can help you justify higher rent within the standard. For renewals, a lot of markets will allow increases annually if the market supports it. Ask about the process in your jurisdiction and a calendar notice window so you don't miss it. Now let's talk about tenant selection because this is the part that most investors skip. Voucher holders are people. They're not a category. Your job is to match the resident to the residents, and they match your standards. I like to use clear expectations script on the walkthrough. So, for example, hey, Mr. Applicant, here's how we run the property. On-time rent, good communication, clean and safe living. I'm going to respond fast to real maintenance requests, and we expect basic care of the unit. If something breaks because of wear and tear, we fix it. If it breaks because you misuse it, that's on you. We document everything. Does that sound fair? Then I confirm the tenant's share, their due dates, their utilities, any house rules. I require contact info for current and prior landlords, and I actually call them. Now, whether or not they give you a good answer, that's on that. I ask 2 questions. Would you rent to them again? And is there anything that I should know that would surprise me? Short and effective. And if they answer no and yes, then you got a problem. If the fit isn't right, don't force it. Decline respectfully and just move on. Now, here's some common myths that are going to get cleared up for you. Section 8 tenants don't take care of properties, right? Well, some do and some don't. Better than market tenants. Screening and expectations matter more than the voucher. I've had people who are paying $3,000 a month who trash an apartment versus a Section 8 tenant who keeps it pristine. I'll always get paid on time. The program portion is steady once the contract of that is active. The tenant portion is on them. You still collect, you track, and enforce. Okay, the next one is the authority is going to cover any damage. No, you still need security deposits. You need photos. You need a good lease. You need proper move-in conditions, a checklist. You need to protect yourself against, like you would with any other resident. So another one is it's too much red tape. It's the process. If you run a checklist, it's manageable. If you wing it, it's not. It's just, oh my goodness, what a headache. And simple numbers example for decision speed. Let's say a 3-bed unit, payment standard in your area for a 3-bed is $2,000. Rent reasonableness supports $1,950. The tenant share is $300. The program pays $1,650. So let's run the math. Taxes, insurance, utility, property management, $900 a month average. Debt service, $800. Total expenses, $1,700. Net cash flow at $1,950 is $250 a month. Annual is $3,000. Guys, it's not going to work here, right? It's not going to work. Your DSCR is 1.2 and your target is $200 a month. That's fine, but you set aside for anything else. If it's a green light, great, but you're only going to cash flow after realistic reserves, maybe $50, and your DSCR is going to drop below 1.1. So look for better terms or a different unit. Numbers first, story second. Let's set up an operating rhythm that's going to work for you. So before showings, run your pre-inspection checklist and fix everything. During applications, full screening, clear expectations, and confirm the tenant share. Next, do your paperwork. Turn in a clean packet. Respond to requests from the office on the same day. Inspections, be present if possible. If not, have someone who knows the unit attend. Hopefully it's a handyman who can fix stuff as they're walking through. During move-in, a walkthrough video, condition form signed by both sides. Then monthly recycle ledger, confirm your program payment posted, follow up on the tenant share immediately if they're late. And don't play. Don't give them 30 days. Don't listen to stories. Now, quarterly, late maintenance walkthroughs, filters, trip hazards, leaks, all that stuff. Annually, review your rent reasonableness window and request increase if it's appropriate, and then document all your upgrades. This rhythm is going to create fewer surprises and faster resolutions. Now, when is Section 8 a bad fit for a specific unit? If you have a high-end renovation in a neighborhood where payment standards lag, don't force the numbers. If you own a unique property with no comps, rent reasonableness may not hit your target. It's okay to say not this one. Now, when is Section 8 a strong fit for you? I like to work in clean, safe, mid-level units near transit, schools, and jobs where payment standards align with your pro forma. You got systems in place, stable team. You value consistent occupancy over chasing the last dollar of rent. You understand the rule book and operate on checklists. That is where you win. Here's another way to win. If you need help making this decision for your market and your unit mix, call me. Go to buddevans.com and book a strategy session. We'll jump on a Zoom call. It's not a sales pitch. I just really like to help you get started with a plan that's going to fit your goals and your risk tolerance. All right, we're almost done. Back to it. The clean, repeatable decision framework for you. Number 1, market check. Confirm your payment standards and your vacancy trends in your submarket. Number 2, unit check. Run your pre-inspection checklist and fix everything next. Number 3, math check. Underwrite your numbers. This should be like the third time at the payment standard, not what you hope you're going to get. Confirm your DSCR, confirm your cash flow, and that you're holding reserves. Number 4, check with your team, your lender, property manager, handyman, and inspection coordinator. Make sure they're all ready. Number 5 is your tenant fit. Screen like a pro. Get clear expectations and solid references. 6, paperwork discipline. Clean packets, respond fast, track dates. If all 6 are a green light for you, so is the property. If they are a hard no, either fix the gap or pass on it. So here are the final thoughts. Section 8 is not a magic pill. It's also not a trap. It is a tool. It is an arrow in your quiver. Used correctly, it can stabilize your portfolio, reduce your turnover, and create steady income in any market cycle. Used casually, it can jam you up with delays, failed inspections, and thin returns. So ask yourself, do I want stability in systems? Am I willing to run a checklist and play by the rules? Does the math work at the payment standards in my area? If yes, Section 8 can be a strategic win. If not, that's fine. Choose the lane that matches your goals. Once again, if you found this helpful, do me a favor, like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss the next breakdown. If you need help making the call on Section 8 for your properties, go to buddevans.com and book that strategy session. I just want to help you get started on the right plan. I am Bud Evans. Execute fast, aim high, and I will see you on the next one.